Well, it's hard to believe that we've made it all the way to week 8, the last week of this semester in BIB 511, Introduction to Greek. And we're wanting to get to the place ultimately where we can volume read Greek and eventually in this program volume read Hebrew as well. And we're making good progress, so well done. As always, we'll look at the quiz. So this is quiz 8, and we're doing 25 more words, so 175 words for the final exam. We'll look at the meaning of those in a little bit when we look at the chapter. The forms that we'll need to memorize are the present active participle of tithemi, and the aorist active participle. The nice thing is those endings are exactly the same. And then we'll do a couple of translation passages, looks like 3. So let's look at the textbook. And give me 1 second to pull up our textbook. There we go. And so this is week 8, and we'll start with the vocabulary. So we're doing 151 to 175. Ale loan, ale lois. So this is in the oblique cases, one another. Always. I don't know if this is an alpha privative or not, but no if. That may give you a way to remember that. Philos is our word for friend or dear. Sumbino, to walk together, come together, agree. Ergon is work. We get ergonomics from it. Pleo is sail, our principal parts. Excreta is always. Tota is then. Main is an emphasizing particle. Cray, it is necessary. Degnumi, another me verb, show. Zoon, living thing. Pragma, a thing or matter, pragmatic we get in English. In Antios is opposite. Tithemi, one of the me verbs we've been looking at lately. Adon, second aorist of horao, I saw. Kairos is hand. Chiropractor, I think we get from it in English. Meda is and not. Oligos, we get the word oligarchy. Nomos is law. Koinos, koinon, is common. So common, koine Greek is common Greek. Oiao or oimai, oiamai or oimai is think or suppose. Kineo is move, so we get the word cinema, cinematic from it. Pasco is suffer. Epithon, second aorist. Pos is how. Hosper, the very one who. So pretty straightforward. The last of the vocab for this semester. Now, when we look at the forms, so this is a present active participle of tithemi, thes, thentos, thenti, thenta, placing, of one placing. Straightforward, third declension endings in the masculine and neuter, inconsistent alpha in the feminine. Pretty straightforward, no problem. The nice thing is when you go all the way down to the aorist participle, that's the same exact endings. Yeah, the aorist active participle. So once you learn the tithemi ones, that gives you the aorist passive as well. Now, in terms of the passages, let me pull up Logos. So again, couple of, let me get this where I can see it on my monitor. Here we are. So we'll start with Matthew 7, and this is part of the Sermon on the Mount. This is a verse I pray through every day. Maybe it'll make your list as well. But ask and it will be given to you. So this future passive didomi. Continually seek and you will find. Continually knock and it will be opened. For everyone asking. And so that's how you do everyone. Pas ha iton. Everyone, the one asking. So in English, you say everyone asking receives, and the seeking one discovers, and to the knocking one, it will be opened. So straightforward, great one to work through and even memorize. Another passage, I don't read this one every day, but a lot of days it makes the list. And having seen the crowd, he went up into the mountain. And when he sat down, so this is a genitive absolute. If you've had Latin, Latin has an ablative absolute, but if you haven't, in Greek, it's very common to take a noun or pronoun and put it with a participle, and it apparently doesn't make sense in the sentence. So literally, of him sitting down, they came to him, his disciples. And what that is a genitive absolute. And the nice thing is, Zerwick will nearly always tell you genitive absolute. And you might just type in Logos and type in genitive absolute and get some different perspectives. But once you start seeing them, you have to have a noun in the genitive, you have to have a participle, and it has to not make sense in the sentence. That is, when you read it, it just doesn't make sense why it's in the genitive. And it will always translate if you take the noun that's in the genitive and make it the subject, and then take the participle and make it a main verb, and then you get to choose one of three words, when, since, or after. Start off with when he sat down, and then always make yourself add a comma, because you're starting over grammatically. His disciples came to him, and as he opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, "Blessed are the abjectly poor, the very poor, the spiritually very poor, for theirs is the kingdom of the heavens. Blessed are those mourning, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land by lot. Blessed are those hungering and thirsting after righteousness, because they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart." How do you get a heart? David says God has to create it for you. Blessed are the pure in heart, because they will see God. Blessed are those who make peace, because they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those having been persecuted on account of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Notice you've got an inclusio there, start and end with the same. And then you have a section change, I think. You are blessed. Blessed are you whenever they revile and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you, lying underlyingly, I guess we might say, on account of me. So pretty straightforward. Similar pattern for all those sentences. You should be able to get that, I think. And then we have a small section from the Septuagint, and it's going to be Psalm 50, 12. And realize that in the Septuagint, the Psalms are often one number off. They're counting one of the Psalms as one psalm, that the Hebrew text counts as two psalms. Same exact words, just different numbers. So a pure heart create in me, O God. A straight spirit renew in my inner parts. And again, if you double click on any word, it will tell you what it is. So should be straightforward. As always, make sure that you review for the final. And let me see if I can pull that up very quickly for us now. So I would start with the sight words, and you're trying to get where you can volume read, so you're wanting to read these over and over. Make sure you print them out and don't write the translations over top. You want to try to help your mind begin to remember these words. And so if you go through all of it, all the things we've read, it should be a great review. All of these things will be on the final. So I hope you have a great week. Keep working at this. If you put in the time and just keep reading and come up with a strategy where you're able to do it even once you've stopped taking the official class, I think what you'll find is that volume reading Greek will, and eventually Hebrew, will pay you back, will help you stand on your own 2 feet. So listen, I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a good occasion studying for the final, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Thanks.